Hi, it's Neil, Natural Juice Junkie. I'm here with the Sage Nutri Pro. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a really simple green juice in this Sage juicer. And we've got some simple ingredients going in here. Now, because it's a centrifugal juicer and I've got leafy greens, what I'm actually going to do is put an apple in the chute, put the leafy greens in on top, and then another apple on top of that, so that when I turn it on, it kind of pushes it all through. So that the centrifuge doesn't simply just make everything fly over the bins. Normally when I do these kind of juicing demos, I will talk you through the ingredients, but this juicer is quite loud. So in addition to the spinach and apples I've already put in there, I've got some cucumber, some celery, a little piece of ginger, and half of a lemon. So let's fire this up and make this juice. And slowly the engine stops. It's a loud machine, but it is a professional. It is a professional centrifugal juicer, and it's given us a reasonable yield, I think. So yeah, there's let's see, there's probably just over 500 milliliters from that produce, so that's not bad going. Let's pour this out and see what it tastes like. One thing to say is the tap is dripping. Now you do get like a rubber tap that goes on this that you can twist up, but it actually doesn't work with the jug. So it's great unless you want to use the jug that fits the machine perfectly, in which case you can't actually use it. So this actually looks like it's starting to separate. So I'm just going to drink it quickly. It's not bad. I can taste the lemon. I can taste a bit of the celery. Can't really taste the ginger, if I'm honest. I did only use a relatively small piece, but if I'm using a masticating juicer with that same amount of ginger, I will be able to taste like a little hit of ginger more so than I can in this. So if you, so if you're using a centrifugal juicer like this, I would suggest, things like ginger, you might need to use a little bit more of them. As I mentioned, you might now be able to see this is now actually starting to separate in the glass already, and it's just the speed of that centrifuge. It's just some oxygen getting in there that's causing that quick separation. It's one of the reasons why I do personally prefer to use a masticating juicer, but I have to say, of the centrifugal juicer models on the market right now, this is one of my preferred options. It's not a cheap machine, because this is the professional one in the Sage range. So, it's potentially even more expensive than some of the masticating or cold press juicers, but this is my preferred machine for a centrifugal juicer right now, I think. Of all the ones I've tested so far anyway, it is. But you can see, that is separating really quite quickly in there. So just bear that in mind. You are getting oxygen into the juice. That's what's causing that separation. It's the the heat and the oxygen from the centrifuge. It depends on what you're looking for a juicer for. If you want quick, speed, everything else, this is going to give you that. But if you want a juice with a decent lifespan, then I would say this is probably not the right machine for you. So it just depends on what your priorities are. If I was running a juice bar where I've got people coming in and want to bang out quick juices all day long, this is potentially a very good machine for that, and I know a number of juice bars who use it specifically for that reason. So it just depends on what you're trying to achieve. Let's say if it's centrifugal and you can afford it, this is probably the route I would go. But personally, if I was going to spend that money and it's for the home, I would go down the slow juicer or masticating juicer route.